in the depths of night, as shadows dance and whispers echo. Welcome back to Dark Whispers, the tales of Scheherazade. Last we gathered, we witnessed the fisherman's perilous encounter with the mighty jinn, a tale of fate and broken vows. But tonight, O listeners, we delve into a darker realm where power corrupts and wisdom becomes poison. Prepare yourselves for the chilling tale of King Yunnan and the sage Duban. Beyond rivers that shimmered like liquid silver and mountains cloaked in eternal snow, there lay a kingdom of unrivaled splendor. At its heart stood a grand city, its markets a tapestry of colors and scents, where merchants' cries mingled with the jingle of coins and the rustle of fine silks. But towering above all, like a jewel set against the sky, was the palace of King Yunnan, a fortress of gleaming marble and gold, its walls etched with verses of power, its gates guarded by warriors whose armor blazed like living flame. Yet, behind this facade of majesty, a terrible secret festered. The king, for all his wealth and might, was cursed. His flesh bore the ravages of leprosy, his once strong body now weakened, his nights haunted by pain and despair. Physicians from every corner of the known world had tried their arts, potions bitter as gall, salves that burned like fire, charms whispered in forgotten tongues, all failed. Whispers spread through the kingdom like a plague. Our king is cursed, they said. The gods have turned their backs on him. No mortal can save him now. And with each passing day, King Yuna's spirit withered. For what use is a crown if the head it rests upon is crumbling to dust? But fate, dear listeners, is a fickle mistress. On a spring morning, when hope seemed all but lost, a rumor reached the court. A healer had come from lands beyond the horizon, a sage named Duban, unlike the physicians who had come before. This man carried no gleaming instruments, no vials of exotic elixirs. His robes were simple, yet his eyes burned with the fire of hidden knowledge. In his hands, he bore only scrolls covered in symbols that seemed to writhe and dance in the torchlight. As Duban entered the throne room, a hush fell over the assembled courtiers. He bowed low before the king and spoke in a voice that seemed to echo with the wisdom of ages. Peace be upon you, O king. Though others have failed, I bring a cure, not of knife or potion, but of wisdom itself. Grant me but a chance, and I shall heal you without pain or suffering. The court erupted in scornful whispers. A charlatan, some hissed, other fraud, come to prey on our king's desperation. But Yunnan, his eyes hollow with exhaustion, raised a trembling hand for silence. And how, he asked, his voice barely more than a rasp, do you propose to heal what the greatest minds in the world could not? Duban's lips curved in a mysterious smile. Not through your mouth, nor through your veins, O king. I shall cure you with a game, with the striking of a ball and a movement of your limbs. Trust in me this once, and you shall be free of your affliction. Desperation warring with doubt, the king nodded his assent. And so, under the astonished gaze of the entire court, Duban set to work. From rare herbs, precious oils, and powders ground from stones that fell from the heavens, he crafted a polo stick. Within its hollow core, he sealed medicines known only to him, whispering incantations as he worked. When it was done, he presented it to the king with a flourish. Take this, mount your finest steed, and play upon the field, he instructed. Let your sweat open the gates of your body. Let the medicine enter your blood. By the time the sun kisses the horizon, your flesh shall be renewed. And so, as the court looked on in stunned silence, King Yunnan rode forth. At first, his movements were stiff, his face pale as death. But as the hours passed, a change came over him. Color returned to his cheeks, strength to his limbs. His laughter, so long unheard, rang out across the field like peals of thunder. As evening fell and the king bathed, he found his skin clear and unblemished. The sores that had plagued him vanished like mist before the dawn. His body was whole once more, A cry of wonder and joy rose through the palace, spreading like wildfire through the city. Drums beat a frenzied rhythm, dancers whirled in ecstasy, and torches blazed long into the night. The king, overcome with gratitude, showered Daban with riches beyond imagining. Robes of the finest silk, chests overflowing with gold and jewels, and a mansion within the city walls. Embracing the sage as a brother, Yunnan declared, "You are not merely my healer, you are my savior. From this day forward, your name shall be written in the chronicles of kings, remembered for all time." But among the sea of joyous faces, one remained dark as a storm cloud. The vizier, the king's most trusted advisor. For years, his had been the hand that guided the kingdom. His whispers shaping royal decrees, his fingers dipping deep into the treasury. Now he saw his influence slipping away, eclipsed by the quiet wisdom of this foreign sage. That night, as the celebrations raged on, the vizier paced his chambers, envy gnawing at his heart like a rat in the granary. "If the king loves Dubin more than me," he muttered, "what place remains for me in this court? If this sage can cure with such ease, might he not also kill with a mere thought? Today he healed with a stick. Tomorrow he may poison with a glance. No, I must strike before he takes all that is rightfully mine." And so, as the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, the vizier approached the throne. His head was bowed in false humility, his voice dripping with concern, as honeyed as it was false. "My lord," he began, "forgive my boldness, but I fear for your life. The sage, this stranger from distant lands, how can we truly trust him? Did he not heal you with methods no other man could comprehend? If he can cure with such ease, imagine the harm he could inflict should he turn against you. A drop of poison in his powders, a hidden curse in his scrolls, and you would be dead before the sun rose again." The king's face darkened, doubt creeping into his eyes like shadows at dusk. "But he healed me when all others failed," Yunnan protested. "Shall I repay such a miracle with suspicion?" The vizier leaned closer, his words a venomous whisper. "O king, have you not heard the tale of the scorpion and the frog? The scorpion stung the very creature that carried him to safety, for betrayal was woven into the very fabric of his being. Spun may appear loyal now, but who can truly know the depths of his heart? Better to act with caution than to fall victim to regret. Kill him, my lord, before he can strike against you." Though the king dismissed his advisor, the seed of doubt had been planted. It took root in his mind, growing and twisting like a poisonous vine. When Daban was summoned the next day, he felt the change in the air, a heaviness, a sense of menace that made his skin prickle. The king's voice, once warm with gratitude, now rang cold as steel. "The sage," Yunnan intoned, "though you healed me, my heart now trembles with fear. My vizier warns that you may use your knowledge against me. Therefore, to ensure the safety of my kingdom, I must end your life." A gasp rippled through the assembled court. Dubin, his face pale with shock, raised his hands in supplication. "Mercy, O king," he cried, his voice breaking with grief. "Is this to be my reward for saving you? Is this justice, to slay the loyal and heed the words of the envious? Have you not heard the tale of the crocodile who destroyed the very fisherman who rescued him, bringing ruin upon himself?" He fell to his knees, tears glimmering in his eyes. "Spare me, I beg you. Allow me to live, and I shall serve you with cures and wisdom beyond imagination. But kill me, and you will carry the weight of this injustice until the end of your days." But the king, his mind clouded by fear and the vizier's poisonous words, would not be swayed. Seeing that his fate was sealed, Duban made one final request. "If you must take my life, O king, grant me but one boon. Let me return to my home and prepare a gift for you, a book of knowledge filled with secrets that will guide your reign long after I am gone. Intrigued despite himself, the king agreed. The next day, Duban returned, bearing a beautiful tome, its cover of tooled leather, its clasps of purest gold. With trembling hands, he presented it to the king. "When I am no more," he said softly, "open this book. The wisdom within shall outlast my mortal flesh." Without further ceremony, the king ordered the execution. As the blade fell and Duban's head rolled upon the marble floor, his lips moved in one final whisper. "O king, this book shall be your undoing, as your betrayal has undone me." Eager to uncover the promised secrets, Yunnan tore open the book, only to find its pages blank. "Where is the knowledge?" he cried in frustration. A servant, peering over his shoulder, suggested, "Perhaps, O king, you must moisten your fingers to turn the pages. The writing may appear then." And so, heedless of danger, the king did as instructed. But with each lick, with each turn of the page, invisible poison seeped into his blood. His tongue began to burn, his vision swam, and terror gripped his heart as he realized the terrible truth. By nightfall, the mighty King Yunnan lay writhing upon the palace floor, gasping out his final breaths. The court looked on in horror, for in a single day, both the sage and the king were gone, devoured by the twin serpents of envy and mistrust. And here, dear listeners, Scheherazade fell silent, her eyes dark with unspoken meaning. "O king," she murmured, "let this tale be a warning. For envy is a fire that consumes the very hand that carries it, and suspicion can fill even the mightiest of rulers. Wisdom spurned becomes the deadliest of poisons." The king before her leaned forward, drawn inexorably into the story's shadow. But Scheherazade, with a smile as enigmatic as the desert night, whispered, "Yet this is not the end. For tomorrow I shall tell of another ruler, another betrayal, and another fate written in the darkness of men's hearts. Do not miss the next chapter of this enthralling saga, only here on Dark Whispers. Until then, may your dreams be filled with wonder, and perhaps a touch of fear."